Thinkers. So we are back with Thinkers Group, and I hope you had fun with your styrofoam etchings or templates that you made prints from. So I do want to start off, I forgot to do this last time, by just giving you kind of definitions to work with, since our if you read in the comments of the Thinkers Group what we're doing. I call them rep sessions, and that's for relief, etching, and printing. So the working definition for us with a relief is any work in which the figures project from a supporting background. We have not yet done that one. We have been playing already with etching, which is a printmaking technique that involves cutting into a surface to produce lines that make up an image to be transferred. So we're going to be doing a little more of that today. And printing, an impression made by any method involving transfer from one surface to another. And probably in all of our processes, we will be printing, because it will be kind of like the backbone of everything that we do. So let's get started. Today we are doing hot glue stamps. What you're going to need is bottle caps, and I mean any kind of bottle caps. This is from milk. This is a pop probably, and some of these I don't know what they're even from, but all different sizes. I would say, this is based on my experiments here, and you're going to see mine don't exactly pan out yet, so I'm going to have to keep working in this process too, and I'll show you some more next time with our next project. But the bigger your bottle cap is, I think the more successful your transfers will be. Let me show you what I did. So with the hot glue, have it on, and obviously parents will have to be okay with you doing hot glue. Also, be forewarned, we will be using an X-Acto knife. Now, if you have other things that are safer parents that you would like for them to try to use, that's fine. Again, all of these classes are experimental classes, so I do want you to play with more than what I tell you about. I want you to get creative with the process. I'm just showing you the process as I've walked through it. I want you to think about it and think of some ways that you can improve it, get better at it, and that's kind of the thing with this class. We're experimenting to see what we can come up with. So the first thing I'm going to tell you is you're going to need, obviously, bottle caps, hot glue, marker. If you have ink pads. If you don't worry. Just use a little glue, and we will do that in just a minute. The other thing is ink pad and paint, and maybe a brush. Yeah. So this, you probably cannot see it on camera. The first way, or one of the first ways I did, is I used hot glue to actually make a smiley face, or just a face, just to see if I could draw with the glue. So we'll test this and see if it works. So, and I've already tested it myself, and I will show you what happens. So you can see that that is not exactly the stamp we're going for, right? So here's the other thing. I'm going to use a little bit of paint and just paint over it and see if that makes it better. I don't know, because I haven't done it this way. I saved it for on camera with you guys. So let's just see what happens. Maybe it will happen, or maybe it won't. Still no. So I have to go back and retry this. That looks like a good stamp to me, and it didn't work out. It's okay. It's a fail, not an epic fail. It's just we have to figure out how to improve upon that. Okay, the next one that I did is I did an etching. Now, this is the one I want to show you up close, and this is where you will use your X-Acto knife. You can draw in a marker on to the actual top, kind of a template. Now here's what I'm going to say to you about drawing on these templates, don't get married to all the details that you might put in. It may not work. Because then what I did was I just put hot glue right on the top of it so that it was just a blob. Let me show you. Like that. It's kind of just a blob. Now I've already etched into this one, but I did the blob on top of my flower as well. Okay? So then what I'm doing, because I already know, this one is one of the stamps that works the best, but it's still not great. So I'm going to show you, I dig down in based on where I put my lines, and then I follow the template that's underneath the glue, right? So, and this one, it's, again, to me, it's not a great stamp. It did not work the way I wanted it to, and that's okay. So I'm going to come up with some ways to make it better. So once you get it carved out, and I will also tell you, I tried 2 different kinds of ways to carve. I carved in a way that I carved from one side, carved from the next side, and then just tried to lift out. So let me show you what happens with this one. I'm going to do an ink pad and see. It comes out the best of all the stamps that I'm going to show you today, but not as great as I would like for it to. But I think I'm onto something. So the thing that seemed to work the best was just to etch in maybe once and not so much worry about carving out. Just etch around your design and try to get that to come out. So let's try this one with the paint and see if it comes out a little better. I don't know, it might not. It might just be a big blob. But let's see what happens if I paint it. Now, here's the thing I am going to do is I am going to clean out some of my lines so to give myself a better, just a better chance at having a good imprint come out. Clean out some of it. Alright, so let's see. Put a little bit down at the bottom so you could see what I was doing. Is that better? Not to me. But let's see. Let's do it again. Maybe it's too much paint. Oh, that's a little better. Yeah. So maybe a little bit too much paint. So that's that one. So I tried another one where I put my first initial, Y. And all of these, again, you can tell that I'm just drawing with it. And I will show you how I did that on one of those here in just a minute. I'll do examples for you with the glue gun. But let's just see. Tip, tip, tip. And here's what happens. So you can see, it just looked like, it kind of looks like bones to me. I wasn't really going for that. So let's paint it and let's see what happens. See if it's a little better. And these would be what we would call, you could either think of them as relief because they're raised above the actual background, or but not, this wouldn't be an etching, and obviously we're printing them off. So let's see here, is it better or not? Just slightly. So my guess with that one is I probably have to put a little more glue in the middle where it's not connecting to make my Y. And you saw that I just washing that off so we can reuse it. I just washed that off with a little bit of water. And then, there, we're going to improve on this one. So, let me show you with just a blank top. So I'm going to do my middle initial, J. There we go. And I'm going to just do a regular old J. And I'm going to show you. And think about these letters. If you go for precision, meaning you think that it's going to turn out exactly, just know that it's not. Don't even get your hopes up. Again, if you think of it as an experiment, anything is a plus, you know. I don't know how this will turn out. We're going to set that aside, and what I'm going to now try to do is improve upon my Y. So we already saw the stamp, and it wasn't what I wanted, so let's see if we can actually make it better. I'm just going to go right over it again and see if having that makes it better. Underneath, like it just needs to be higher, maybe, is my thought. So I'm going to set that aside, and I've just put hot glue on top of hot glue to try to improve my design. So we're going to set that aside. And now I'm going to see if my J is ready. It may not be. It's not yet ready. Okay, so we'll let those keep drying. So I'm going to show you my butterfly. Now this is one where I did a little etching and also just tried to follow my transfer or my print or my picture that I drew on there. We'll see. Okay, fail or actually succeed. Let's see. Not so much. Not so much. So again, okay, so I'm going to try to get off the ink. That came out a little better, so maybe less ink, more pressing, maybe. Now it just looks like blobbiness. All right, I'm going to wipe this down, and then the other thing I'm going to do is we're going to try it in the paint. All right. You see my theme I got going here? It's not turning out the way I want it. But I want you to not let that deter you. I want you to keep trying. I want you to be okay with everything not coming out perfectly. Okay, because remember, we're playing and we're trying to see what we can make happen. Okay. Now the painting part, it may seem like a little cheatery to you, but you know, it's just, we're trying to see what works. So let's just see. Again, little dotsies, but let's go for the second go with the paint on it. Not yet. Nope. Still not successful. So what this is telling me is that maybe I need to figure out a way to use less glue because it's too blobby, I think, in there. And maybe etching is the best way. So let's try this one that we didn't try yet. This is the etching one, and you probably can't even see that on camera. And that's okay, but let's see if when we put it in our ink pad, it gives us something. Well, it's trying to. It's trying to. That is not terrible. It is 3 little kind of wheat-like images. So etching seems to be the way that I should continue to go, to continue trying. So I'm going to encourage you in your journey to start with just putting blobs on there and etching things into it with your X-Acto knife. Okay, still not the greatest result. Okay, let's see. All right, our Y is a little bit back in business. Let's just see what we get from this now. Adding more. I'm going to go down in. I'm going to do that again. Okay. That's a little better. So, my theory was correct. It needed to be a little higher and a little more away. So let's try again. And make sure to press down on all sides of your design. There we go. So next time what it looks like is I need to put a little more. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. And next time I'll show you the finished product, because it won't be dry by the time we're finished here. What I'm going to do is, it looks like right in here I need a little more raisedness. So we're going to try that. I'm going to put a little more glue on it for it to not be so spindly. All right, you guys, that's what I have for you today. So I want to remind you, do not get discouraged when things don't turn out. It's a process. So I hope you have fun trying to create your own hot glue stamps. Okay, and we are going to explore other ways to do stamps as well, so don't worry about that. If this doesn't work and you didn't get any good images, what did you lose? You had a little fun trying to create some things. All right, thinkers, keep your thinking caps on and improve upon the process as I've shown you. All right, stay tuned. We have more. See you later.